This is Chris Hansen.
Chad doing Rip City Radio here.
It's your favorite basketball player, Tyler Hansbrough.
This is Jamie Hudson.
This is TJ Houshmandzadeh.
And I'm going to let y'all know something.
Duke sucks and Duke will always suck.
You're listening to
It Just Makes Sense.
It Just Makes Sense.
You're listening to It Just Makes Sense.
With Braxton, Miguel, and Peter.
If you're looking for expert sports takes, look elsewhere.
Positive way of thinking, is it an anomaly? Negative way of thinking, is it a blueprint?
Quite the soundbite, by the way. That gave me chills.
I'm used to winning.
Playoff baseball is a lot of fun. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, who would have thought baseball is an entertaining sport?
Yeah, especially now that it's, it's a little faster paced.
Yeah. Get
And
rid
the
of that
Mariners are-
stupid second base runner, or the runner on second base to start extra innings. That was great.
You don't like that?
No, it's terrible.
They don't do it in the playoffs.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, make me feel the agony of a 15-inning game like we got the other day.
Yeah.
That's all
It
I'm
was
saying.
beautiful.
Yeah, and Humpy won. Humpy the fish. Okay. The Salmon Run. Are you guys not familiar with the Salmon Run? Okay. King Sockeye. They do the thing. Like the Brewers, they do the Wiener race, right?
Okay.
Great. Okay, so there is a Salmon Run that the Mariners do.
Oh, okay.
They do that, and Humpy is the laughing stock of the salmon, right? He's never won. He's 0-162 since they brought out the Salmon Run at home games. Never won. He's the derpy one. He's the
runt.
Yeah, he's the runt of it all. So anyways, they did the Salmon Run as they do during the game.
As one does.
And Humpy lost. Well, now it's the 14th inning, and they're like, and the crowd is dead. Everyone's nervous, right? Especially Mariner fan, because they haven't been around this type of, they haven't been to the ALCS in over 20 years. So what do? The ops crew brings out the Salmon Run again, and they make Humpy win. Humpy gets his first victory in an inning
staged?
later.
He didn't win for real?
Well, I mean, of course, it's all staged.
It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Miguel.
Humpy wins the Cinderella story, or I guess now the Salmonella story. That one right off the dome on that one.
It's a bad dome. That's a bad dome one. I think that was bad either way.
And Humpy won. And then an inning later, then the Mariners go to the ALCS.
I thought
You're welcome
if it
for
was a
that
real,
story.
genuine victory, an authentic victory, I thought that might be a good sign, because then something that hasn't happened in a long time will happen for the Mariners. But if it's
I
staged,
hate to break it to you, all of those are coordinated efforts. So
even the freeze guy,
I will.
Coordinated and calculated efforts.
Yeah, I think that the freeze guy is kind of calculated based off of who they pick.
adults really suck. Sometimes you just got to let people believe that things
Just
are real.
like
What's wrong with a little bit of imagination?
Yeah. Just like the Ducks fan who got to kick the field goal at College Game Day
God,
this week.
that was abysmal.
The stash guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
He looked. Remember my friend
boots
Chandler
on.
Coburn?
Yeah.
He looked a lot like a young Chan.
The guy had all the confidence in the world that was undeserved.
There
He
was
should not have that much
zero
confidence.
It was pretty funny how Pat McAfee after the first one immediately was like, "Okay, this one's for $1 million."
It could be for infinite amounts of. This could be for the entire GDP of Venezuela.
I love
which
that
might be about $1 million.
After the second kick, he just goes, "This guy sucks."
This guy stinks.
It was a good game day. Good game day.
Yeah, well, we'll
Good
talk about the
times.
game coming up. Guys, I am continually now in my, I guess I'm about to get into my late 30s. And I'll tell you what, I've had some gas problems, and I don't know how to remedy it. So I am here to seek the advice of you guys and our listeners.
It's only a problem if you view it as a problem.
Well, it feels like a problem. I was trying to figure out how to. I was like jumping on a trampoline and stretching and doing all
What's
that.
your problem that you're gassing up the room, or that you can't shit?
Then I can't even fart, and so it's just like I'm like just real
You're just
bloated.
gurgling.
I'm just backed up.
I don't know what that's like.
Constipation.
Man.
Yeah.
I have no idea what.
When was the last
like.
time you were constipated?
Maybe 2 years old.
Maybe a coffee enema.
Oh, sure.
That would clear you out.
I thought about taking a Miralax or whatever, and then I was like, but I have to go into the office today. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, you want to be
at home.
Yeah.
If there have been
close
times
to
where
a
like
toilet
I need to get a poop out or I need to get some gas out, I think your best course of action is not to rely on like Metamucil or any sort of medication. I think you go natural. I think you eat fucking ice cream, you drink chocolate milk, maybe a corn on the cob.
Well, we're having some
that'll
spicy
fucking
Thai food tonight, so
that'll
we
push
shall
you out.
see. We
Well,
shall
spice
see.
doesn't always push it out, but like dairy usually does it for me.
Dairy might be the play.
Or-
you might not be
or-
wrong. I've got a glass of
Yeah,
milk.
like a clam chowder.
Oh my god!
Think about it like a bowl of
Imagine getting stopped up and then eventually clearing it. It is going to
a
be
bowl of clam chowder with a side of milkshake.
Ooh,
Wow.
That you might as well
me
go
sideways.
outside because
Yeah.
you're spraying.
You are spraying.
It's called fertilizing. Fertilizing.
Yeah, so
I will, I'm a few years younger than you, Pete, but I will say that over the last couple weeks, there have been some more and more obvious signs of aging that I've noticed.
Tell me more.
Oh, just like, old football injuries.
You didn't even need to. You just went. And I was like, oh, he's achy.
Old balls.
He's got injuries that shouldn't be
Yeah.
injuries. He has no idea how he got them. Yeah.
Well, I just recall maybe sometimes where I would go to a doctor and they'd be like, "Hey, this is pretty bad. You shouldn't continue playing football,
Right.
baseball,
Young and
basketball."
dumb. You're gonna do
and I
that.
said, and they would be like, "In your 30s, this is gonna really bother you. You might have to get surgery if if it continues." And I said, "30s, that's ages from now.
I'm gonna die before
I'll
then.
be dead by then."
Because of your CTE, you ignored that advice.
And little did you know that you would be dead twice
Yeah.
and then
Still
still
here.
living. So
I think it was
jokes on
I
them.
think it was Louis C.K. who did that in one of his old stand-ups before he got in trouble, where he goes, all these young people just say, YOLO, you gotta just you only live once, just do it now, we're not gonna live that long. And then you hit 30 and 40, you go, I didn't plan on living until like to this age,
Yeah.
and now I'm paying for everything that I did.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, needless to say, for the first 20, let's just say 30 years of my life, I did not treat my body very well.
Shoving a lot of stuff in your butt.
You guys, I have some
Yep.
unfortunate news to share.
Yeah, Diane Keaton died.
Diane Keaton died.
D'Angelo died today.
D'Angelo died today.
People be dying.
So we need there's going to be a
People be
third
dying?
one, right? I think that, oh, you know what? You know who's going to be really sad about this?
Brody.
No, Alex and Grace. They conceived to that D'Angelo song. No joke. I'm not even lying.
What
That's way too much information that I know Alex is.
D'Angelo song.
The one. That one. The one.
The only one that the mainstream folks
Yeah.
know.
The one that all the white people know.
Let's find out if I know who D'Angelo is.
You do.
You don't remember the music video where he had his shirt off and he's just spitting?
Yeah. He's got.
There's
got
only
like,
one of those.
Yeah.
I think I've heard this. Let me get some votes.
This was banned in Utah.
Yeah, it might have been banned in Utah.
too sexual.
It's called How Does It Feel?
Oh, yeah.
Are you saying another celebrity or athlete died?
No, I'm saying a third one will die.
Yeah, they usually
I just saw D'Angelo die.
come in threes.
Oh, is that a trend? Like,
Yeah, like,
That's like the wives' tale or whatever.
yeah, the bad things come in threes.
Are we just doing background tunes?
Yeah, maybe. I have now just texted Alex, who has co-hosted this podcast, who conceived to that song.
it wouldn't be a bad idea to just.
I
let
don't
that
recognize
play.
those episodes. Not my podcast.
Not my podcast. Not my co-host.
Yeah, those are heavy basketball episodes.
Yeah.
He's a big basketball guy, and you're not.
Yeah, fucking talking about ping pong.
That's hilarious. Cancer. I had no idea.
Knock on wood. I hope I'm not the third one.
Yeah, well, that's fake wood. Welcome to It Just Makes Sense. Sorry that D'Angelo is dead. And Diane Keaton. Favorite Diane Keaton movie? Go. First Wives Club. Of course it is. Jesus.
What's not that one? What's the
First Wives Club. If you haven't seen it, highly endorse. But then again, if you agree with
She
my
was in-
takes, maybe you shouldn't watch
She's
it.
the mom in Family Stone,
Okay.
right? Then it'd be Family Stone for me.
Diane Keaton.
It's one of my Christmas movies. I don't know if
Really?
it's a Christmas movie, but I watch it around Christmas usually.
If I type in Family Stone, will that?
Family Stone. I think she's the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Father
that's
of the
correct.
Bride.
Yeah, she
Yep.
was in Father of the Bride.
But I
Yep.
think Family Stone would be my Diane Keaton movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked her in Lethal Weapon.
She's in The Godfather, apparently. Was she in Lethal Weapon, or are you just fucking with I was like, that doesn't sound right at all. That doesn't sound like Diane Keaton.
I loved her in Unfaithful, man, when she was getting railed in the
I
bathroom.
loved her in Braveheart. Yeah.
Yeah, she killed in Napoleon Dynamite.
So,
She
yeah.
was the Mexican
she
friend.
played Pedro.
What an incredible makeup job.
Yeah. Wow.
She method acted. for
What? That was what I was going to say.
Yeah.
What method acting that is. Really immersed herself.
Would have never guessed that was her when she said, "Hey, Napoleon."
She never did become president, so yeah.
That's too bad.
That is too bad. What happened this weekend? Oh yeah, I went down to Braxton's house, and
Bad idea, Bob.
And we watched the Oregon Ducks get their ass handed to them. And I am now a jinx in his household. Remember, I had the Duke jinx for a while, and you spent years not watching games with me until recently. And especially my Clackamas house. And now I don't know if I'm going to be welcome back at Braxton's house after the domination that smug-ass Curt Cignetti put on against Oregon on Saturday. So
We went from loving Cignetti to just fuck
well, when he
Cignetti.
beats your team and he is
Maybe
being,
your house is. I think Duke lost Final Four there.
Yeah.
Now your own
Duke-
team lost
Oregon
there.
loses
Maybe
top 10.
we just
Yeah,
can't watch
I mean,
games
it's
there.
my house, so it's hard to say. I
Let's
watched
burn it
a lot of
down.
games,
I
but
know
then-
an insurance guy who will help you burn your house down. So
Okay.
yeah, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something.
The Ducks have a problem on offense. And I knew, before we get to that, I knew that this game was going to be way closer than you had originally prognosticated by saying that the Ducks.
shocked.
Yeah.
did not expect that.
I knew that game was going to be way closer on the first offensive play of the game for Oregon. There was just like an energy that I saw Indiana have, and they just felt locked in. And maybe the tide would turn, and maybe hindsight is 20/20 here. But it just felt like this game is going to be way closer.
so many
and it
teams-
took me one snap to realize
So many
that.
teams have that at Autzen, though, and then you go to halftime, and all of a sudden, third quarter, especially because they had that 40-yard touchdown to that guy. That was like,
Yeah.
okay, they're not. This isn't gonna go. Like, this isn't gonna be. I was gonna be right about this, but then that defense was fucking incredible. They just showed.
Yeah.
If anyone, not that people can't adjust, not that Oregon can't adjust, but if they just showed the blueprint on how, if Dante Moore doesn't exist in a game, this team can't do anything. They don't have a LaMichael James. They don't have a Kenyon Barner. So if you control, like Dante Moore got sacked 72,000 times.
Yeah.
If you just, easier said than done. But like, I mean, they had their DNs were back there almost every fucking down.
No, and I don't think this is one of those games where it's like a clear, like, oh, Oregon just played bad and, Indiana got lucky. No, Oregon played bad and Indiana played very well.
Yeah.
Indiana quarterback deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah.
That guy was.
And fun fact, guess who the backup is?
His brother.
His brother.
Really? Well, the guy played at Mendoza played at Cal last year, right? So he's an upperclassman transfer.
You know who was really freaking impressive was Elijah Surratt. That was like a man amongst boys, it felt like at times.
Seemed to be always open.
Yeah, and I don't remember the corner's name who was on him, but he got
wasted.
I thought Hemby. I thought that running back was. I mean, I think he didn't get 100 yards, but he was a fucking workhorse.
Yeah.
I think the least he gained was like 3 yards in every time he got the ball.
Here's the thing that I will say: if you're trying to, find cope, I guess this is probably a good train of thought. But I really do believe this: if you're Oregon, this is arguably the best loss to take.
Sure.
With your the remaining schedule in front of you. You lose to an Indiana team who looks to be just as good as their rankings say. Do they finish the season undefeated? Probably not. They've got a few big games coming up. But I think Indiana is definitely going to be a team that's possibly in the Big Ten championship and definitely in the college football playoff. So I think this, if you're going to lose, this is a great time to do it.
Great time to do it.
On the flip side of that point, to the point I made last week, if you're taking that as like, that's a good loss to have, right? But now look at Penn State. Now that, depending on how they do, that Penn State win no longer was the Penn State win that we're viewing, because now you're going to look at a team with a losing record who is in complete shambles. So I'm not saying no one will give them credit for breaking their spirit or playing them when they were third at their own house.
Yeah.
But that it's out of your control, that there will be people looking at that going, well, Penn State is 4-6 for the season.
Right. I feel like the committee, and I know probably especially for me, I will try and separate those two. And I think that like what we saw in the final 2 weeks before James Franklin got fired, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit, I feel like I can remove those two and what ultimately happened with James Franklin to say that was a meaningful win.
Yeah, you can, but it would also be.
I feel like the committee will too.
It would also be hypocritical to think that you are completely believing that, and then not believing like the point that you just made, because those are two things on the opposite side. Like the Indiana loss is a good loss to have, and then the Penn State win, thinking that that's not going to matter as much as the Indiana loss, because to me they're going to look at that the same way.
Night game, wide out, top 3 opponent.
Because you have to think about how the committee is looking at Penn State. This isn't just about Oregon breaking them and beating them at their house. There's such a thing as being overrated preseason. And maybe
a lot of teams were this year.
They were ranked too high.
Right.
They didn't have any blowout games leading up to Oregon.
I mean, we're seeing that happen with Clemson. We're seeing that happen with Notre Dame, who had lost a couple of games. But people are going to – I mean, I know what you're saying.
The only point I'm making is maybe Penn State wasn't the number 3 or number 2 team from the get-go.
Right. I mean, they started it in some polls number 1.
Yeah, so. and I get that, agree with that. But I do think that Peter's point does hold some weight. I think that the committee will consider the fact that coming into that game, what Penn State was, what the environment was, and the fact that win is arguably the reason that Penn State has gone into shambles.
Yeah.
Now, with all that being said, and maybe this is naive, but I am not concerned. I think that this is a great opportunity for Dan Lanning to take a team that went, undefeated till their last game last year, for all those returning players and these new guys who have come in and kind of just done everything right, to have a kind of gut check, reality check. And because you have to be able to face this type of challenge and overcome it to be a championship team.
They better figure something out and use Rutgers as a launching point, because in the last 8 regulation quarters, so let's take away the overtime against Penn State. In the last 8 regulation quarters against Penn State and Indiana, the Ducks have scored just 3 offensive touchdowns. Other ones have come on pick sixes and defensive scores. So I think that's very concerning against those two types of
There's
teams.
2 ways you can look at it if you're a Duck fan. If you haven't won a national championship and you've kind of relied on the same thing being an offensive powerhouse, right? Sometimes when you go into a season and there's something else carrying you, aka the defense, sometimes you can look at that's like a silver lining. I'm like, oh, maybe this is the thing that's going to get us over the hump, right? But if you look at history, every single powerhouse, because it's mostly been powerhouse teams like the Bama and the Georgias and LSU and all that, that's won national championship. You have both. So you have a really high-powered offense, that the Joe Burrows of the world and that whole team, and a really good defense. Oregon, I would say, since I've started watching in early 2000s, it's been the offense, with the exception of maybe 2 seasons where they had Efo and all those guys, and that was like a really.
But still, even then, it was the offense.
But it's never been it's never been both, in my opinion. And I feel like this year, like you said, this isn't you're not scared of them putting up 50 on you.
No.
Because technically last year you were with Dylan Gabriel, and in the year before that with Bo Nix, like these guys could put up 70. This could be a 70-14 game.
Yeah.
I don't think you have that same fear with Dante Moore.
I think they are absolutely capable of that.
Yeah.
They're absolutely capable of that. And that's what doesn't concern me, is because, the games leading up to this, I think Dante Moore especially has been playing at a very high, mature level.
Yeah.
And has been making great decisions. And for some reason, things were not clicking.
Yeah.
For him, for the offensive line. When have you heard anything about Indiana's defense or even their defensive line? Like, those guys were getting through them like tissue paper.
Yeah.
This is the first time this season he's been pressured.
Exactly.
He's never really been pressured in any of the other games.
Exactly my point. Which leads me to believe, or at least convince myself, that this has to be an anomaly.
Them's the hopes. You definitely. You have a nice case study of Penn State that says, like, hey, you are still very much in this. Like, that's not your destiny.
And that's another reason why I think that this is the best. If you're going to take a win, this is a great time to do it because of all that. You still have the recent memory of you taking on an incredible feat and quite literally ruining a team that was supposed to win a national championship this year. Like, take that energy combined with the loss, you should have a great launching pad.
Positive way of thinking, is it an anomaly? Negative way of thinking is it a blueprint? Because now you've shown, like, Penn State was so worried about the fucking receivers and the skill guys that they didn't pressure him at all. He fucking did whatever he wanted back there. He looked like a goddamn Heisman winner. But this is the first time in 6 games or 7 weeks that he's been pressured.
Yeah.
So there's a part of it where, like, for my own team, I like losing because it forces you to improve and, like, watch film and look at all that stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily have. I thought they had a cupcake schedule, but then these teams started winning.
Yeah,
because they still have to face Illinois, they still have to face Iowa. I don't like to count because Iowa can't score, but they're playing
in Iowa.
They're playing there.
Yeah,
yeah.
But then they have to play USC. USC has been playing lights out too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Washington at the end of the season.
Washington, who weirdly is not fucking ranked, has been playing incredible.
Yeah.
So those 4 games, I feel like if Indiana showed you that, like, if you pressure this guy, if you just get back there, figure it out, you'll rattle him enough that they might win, but they're not putting up 40 or 50 on you.
Yeah, your remaining schedule for Oregon, at Rutgers versus Wisconsin, at Iowa versus Minnesota versus USC, and at Washington. So hopefully use the Rutgers as a get right, and we'll talk about USC and their win over Michigan at the Coliseum here in a bit. Quite the soundbite, by the way. It was an anomaly or a blueprint. That gave me chills.
You had?
So that was...
I'm used to winning.
Yeah.
It's like the juice is worth the squeeze.
Ooh, anomaly or blueprint. But yeah, so I think that I'm very interested to see how they come out against Rutgers. I mean, Dan Lanning...
Rutgers is going to score 3. Okay, let's
Yeah.
just be real here.
I mean, but, it's one of those
Is it
things
at
like,
Rutgers?
Right.
Oh, they'll
it's
score
at Rutgers.
6.
Yeah, they'll score. But, I mean, we were at the beginning of last season, when there was like, this doesn't feel quite right. And obviously you had Boise State, which turned into having the Heisman Trophy winner, and Idaho, which had the local guy, whatever. So, yeah, they're going to beat them, I think, handily, but you want to see it done well.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
And I feel like Dan Lanning is a type of guy who I think can mentally and emotionally get players in the right spot.
Yeah,
So,
because he's on fucking coke, dude. Like, it
I
doesn't
mean, that
matter.
was-
It does, like, that dude's just
an
going to be
insane
wired as
post-game
fuck.
press
yeah.
conference.
So,
They're a great team.
yeah.
I don't play for clicks.
You got to respect the energy, though.
Did you see a side-by-side of Cignetti standing like this and looking all smug, and then next to him was a picture of Jim Carrey as the Grinch? Just think of like that pot belly, like hunched over.
Yeah.
It was a one-by-one.
I don't think he smiled not once in that game.
He
And there was
did.
there was a play that made him so fucking angry that
It was a pass interference that didn't get called.
Didn't get called.
and and he still controlled his emotions, but he took off his headset and he swung it and made you think that he got rid of it, but it was still in his hand.
Yeah.
But I think he was chewing gum too, but he was like he wanted to take it to the next level, and then he calmed himself down.
And then he almost went like this to hype up the crowd,
That-
but then realized that wasn't his crowd.
Yeah, that whole thing was maybe a 15-second sequence. It was a fucking movie for me. I mean, I was tuned in. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? He's mad. What's he gonna do? And then it was over.
He is a smug bastard,
Dad's
but
angry.
I kind of love him for it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm back to liking him. He's fine.
Yeah.
I would say,
Didn't like him for a couple of
regardless of how the season goes, and I say that with confidence, I feel like Indiana maybe would lose one more. He is the most sought-after coach right now.
Yeah. And
We were talking about this on Saturday. Does the state of college football with NIL, does it make sense for him to just stay there? Like, he can...
It would be dumb for him to leave. It would be stupid. He's building something great in Indiana.
because he can be a king.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for him to leave because he can build this program
They've got
as
the
good
money.
as good as everyone else. So I'm not saying it's smart for him to leave, but I'm saying everyone wants him right now.
Right. I think that, and we'll talk about him in the context of the James Franklin firing here as well. I think that, him leaving, had he not just gotten the 8-year extension that puts him through 2032.
When did he get that extension?
Last season.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Or maybe 2 seasons.
This is
ago.
usually what happens when a big name gets fired. A James Franklin, aka the season. This is where you see quick extensions.
Yeah.
So this is where you see Indiana go, hey, Curt, how about an additional 5 years for this much money? Because now you're like, okay, Matt Rhule's being looked at. Nebraska's not doing bad.
No,
they're ranked.
They're 5-1, 6-1.
This is when the fucking AD is going, hey, draft up a fucking contract.
Yeah.
These fuckers aren't going anywhere.
So James Franklin fired after losing 3 straight games. A $49 million buyout is on his way.
God damn.
In which he will make until the year 2031. just the $49 million in context. He will make 25 cents a second, $15 a minute, $913 an hour, $21,000 a day, $159,000 a week, and $667,000 a month coach.
How much different is that than what we make?
Just so you know, obviously they lose their third straight game. Drew Aller is out for the year. I mean, I don't think that anyone is terribly shocked. Someone had to come up with the $49 million. And a guy who was very successful, who came in after Bill O'Brien left and went to the Texans and then stabilized, but could just never win the big game. And that
did you see the clause in the contract, though?
I did, and I was curious if that was real.
It's real.
Okay.
So he is forced to look for a job.
Yeah, whether it be in broadcasting or
he has to stay in the football world.
Right.
I think, I don't know if NFL is included, but he has to stay in the football world, and I think the part of the contract is he has to get a job. He has a certain timeline to get a job, or Penn State only pays the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another thing. It was like if he gets hired by another school, for instance, that they just have to make up the difference to make it equal $8 million.
Yeah.
Which was his annual rate.
Which I don't necessarily think it's something he's going to be against. Like, he's young enough. He's not too old.
But this is what I would do if I were James Franklin, is I would take $1 from the next college, and I would say, but you're still going to pay $8 million, but put that towards the NIL fund. So that then the difference is $7 point whatever million that Penn State owes you. So you take $1 contract from your new guy and you say, but you're just going to allocate the rest of that $8 million that you would pay me, and we're going to go.
You
get
do
guys.
realize there's only one school that would be petty enough to do that. You have to find a school that hates Penn State enough, and that's only Ohio State.
Right.
No one like you have to talk to Ryan Day and everybody else. Like, hey, but you want to fuck him over?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, hire me as a defensive coordinator or whatever for $1.
I don't. Before we move on,
Army is the kickers coach.
I don't disagree with
the kicker.
I don't disagree with the firing. He absolutely asked for the fire. I mean, he
Sure.
teed himself up. He needed to go. You lost to UCLA.
Their hands are tied.
Northwestern. I think Aller, the quarterback, the worst thing that's happened to him is he played at Penn State.
Yeah.
You talk about a stereotypical quarterback, a 6'5" guy with a fucking arm. If he would have gone anywhere else, this guy might have won the Heisman. But Penn State just didn't. It didn't cater to his strengths. Like, he is a good quarterback. Penn State just didn't show that. It didn't highlight that.
Yeah.
But I am not trying to justify the firing. I find it funny that whether people like to admit it or not, or how much weight they put on it, your objective, your goal, your end game is a national championship.
Sure.
There's a fuck ton of teams that's never won the national championship, right? A lot of teams, aka Oregon, lives by this every fucking season. The reason it's like it's like a pizza party in the office, or like a trip, right? Yeah, we're shitting the bed, but we're okay because of the pizza party.
Yeah.
That big regular season win extends your life big time.
Yeah.
He just he's not been able to get that. Otherwise, because he took, I know everyone has a short memory. He took over a Penn State program and turned it into what we know that it is today. It was garbage. With Paterno and the transition and all of that shit, he turned it into a powerhouse.
Well, they had the death penalty for
they
ever.
did. Well, yeah, because of Paterno.
But it's like that's all forgotten because he can't win a big game.
Yeah,
and sometimes that extends your life where you're like, hey, we won one big regular season game.
You know, if you're like from Michigan and you suck, but you beat Ohio State, and then conversely, everyone was calling for Ryan Day's head because he couldn't beat Michigan. So, I mean, yes, it works on both sides. I can hear that. Sorry. Stop fidgeting.
I don't hate James Franklin. He deserved to be fired. What I would love to see is for him to go to another program and fucking just kill it.
Yeah, and I
it
think
would be
he will.
Insane. And then Penn State sitting there going, you couldn't win a big game for us in fucking 20 years.
Just think, like, you get the $49 million, you get the $8 million, whatever the stats I just reeled off, and you are going to walk into a new program as a savior. And then you can just start clean slate, and yeah, that will kind of be there, but that's under the whole Penn State thing. Then you go out first weekend, you've got like a top 10 matchup, and you could go out and win and absolve your sins.
Yeah.
New era for James Franklin.
Stay in the Big Ten, though. Make sure you play Penn State. Go to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like
go to
might
Wisconsin
be a
or Minnesota.
spot. Yeah.
Make sure you end up playing Penn State.
Your odds for the next Penn State head coach include Matt Rhule at plus 200, Joe Brady at plus 300, Fran Brown at plus 500, Curt Cignetti at plus 600, and Bill O'Brien plus 700, Lane Kiffin.
Joe Brady's giving up on Josh Allen.
Yeah. But here's why I think that Matt Rhule will be the guy. Despite the fact that he has not beaten a top 25 opponent in 17 matchups, has lost. He is 0-17 against top 25 opponents over the last however long since he's been in Nebraska.
That ain't good.
Not good. Matt Rhule has a $5 million buyout, which will shrink down to $4 million if
So literally you could just Venmo that.
Exactly.
Seriously.
He is a Penn State alma mater, and he is best friends, or at least very close, with the athletic director.
BFFs.
It is a who-you-know business. Curt Cignetti's, by the way, is a $10 million buyout if he is hired after December 1st of 2025. It's $13 million if hired
And
before
he is
then.
not best friends with a
And
Nittany
he's,
Lion.
He's not.
Yep.
But and
Hates
so,
Lions.
here's the
Confirmed.
thing. Cignetti, if he is true to his word in wanting to do this at Indiana, he goes and he gets more annual money or whatever. But then what Indiana can do is in their renegotiation say, your buyout's fucking huge now. Because $13 million is not, and 10 is, it's manageable.
Yeah.
To resign and someone else pays that, and then you're good, right? So I think that Matt Rhule will be the guy. Maybe something comes out of left field, maybe Lane Kiffin or something like that at plus 900.
About Urban.
Who's done coaching?
Urban Meyer would be psychotic.
Get him up there.
That would be psychotic. I think that he will always be an Ohio State Buckeye. So I don't. We've heard from Alex, by the way. He said he is devastated. I told him that he should.
He goes, who's D'Angelo again?
I told him that he should nut in his honor. So, anyways,
Yes.
back
Praise
to you,
be.
Jim. Yeah, praise be. So let's see. So, any final thoughts there about James Franklin, other than once again it proves to be a fired head coach in college football?
It's the best career you can take.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am excited to see where he ends up. 'Cause
Yeah.
I agree with everything that you guys have said. I do think that he could. It'd be fun to see him go to a smaller school like Minnesota. I don't think they'll get rid of Baldy, whatever his name is.
Matt Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
not-
think the James Franklin news has kind of taken over as a huge dark cloud in college football, and like I've been complaining about how the weeks outside of when we did football day has been garbage, but man, this news took over some great games. Like Alabama Missouri was a great fucking game.
Sure was.
Rutgers Washington on Friday. Was it Rutgers? Yeah, that was a great fucking game. USC Michigan was an awesome game. Georgia Auburn.
Yeah, so the USC Michigan game in front of a sold-out crowd at the Coliseum. Of course, is it Sherrod Brown? Is that the head coach for Michigan now? Yeah, whatever. He was saying, the only reason why they sold that out is because Michigan's going to be in town. But still, probably one of the best wins that Lincoln Riley has had, which is not really saying much, but, I mean, still a very good win. Now they've propelled them into the top 25 for the first time that I think they've earned, right? I think that they've been preseason and it's just, like, fallen off
Michigan is – I have been always indifferent
5-1
about
USC.
Michigan. To me personally, they are becoming more and more unlikable. They have this arrogance about them. yeah, they won the national championship 2 years ago
by cheating
whatever.
and with a different head coach.
But
yeah.
regardless of any of that, like they have this arrogance, there's douchebagginess about them. And maybe because Portnoy's involved in this and like how much I hear him talk about them, even the head coach making those comments, I'm like, you guys aren't all that. Like, yeah, you won a national championship, but like, I mean, Ed Orgeron could fucking be as cocky as you with a 2019 team, but like, you're kind of a one-off. Like, you were great as like the Cowboys in the past, but man, you guys are not the dynasty that you think you are.
Yeah, I feel that way about Michigan fans and Ohio State fans, but obviously Ohio State fans have a little bit more to stand on.
Let's see. Did we have college bets, or you
We
were
only-
trying to get him to take a Missouri bet?
Yeah, he
I
wouldn't.
feel like.
We only
You
had
wouldn't do that,
NFL bets.
This past weekend, you had said yes, the Georgia-Auburn game. Why does Kirby Smart? I went real loud on that one. Why does Kirby Smart feel like he has to lie even after the fact? That says, like, he could just be like, oh, yeah, I tried to call a timeout, and then I was like, no, I was clapping. You guys are aware of this scandal, right? No?
No, I did not see that.
There were a lot of scandals in that game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people from either side going.
I didn't see what he said.
Well, he just doubled down and said that he wasn't calling timeout. Let me pull up this clip for you so that then. But he was just like, no, I was clapping. No, I was clapping. But like very clearly he was trying to call a timeout. And then what's his face? Hugh Freeze was just like, look, they're showing it up on the big screen. And he's like, look. And then the officials like refuse to look at it. And then in the post game, here we go. So here he is. Does that look like he's calling timeout?
He was absolutely calling a timeout. And
Or does that look like he's clapping?
Backed off of it.
And then this happens, and he goes, no, I was clapping. And so they had awarded him the timeout, and then they said, oh, no, just kidding. No timeout. Everyone play on. So they basically got a free timeout because of it. And so now he's adamant, and then they're showing it on the board. Let me see if they actually show Hugh Freeze here. They do not. Anyways.
I mean, there are like 5 or 6 things in this game. It was this timeout thing. There was
I
like
wanted Auburn to win that game
pass
so badly.
interference that wasn't called. It's like, I mean, we've talked about how this isn't the same Georgia team. This isn't the same Alabama team. But this Georgia team is barely making it out alive every fucking week, dude. Like, this Stockton kid, this quarterback, they're going into the fourth quarter like either up by 3, down by 3, down by a touchdown, and they've been squeezing it out. I think they're still undefeated, maybe with 1 loss. I don't know. But they're like the Chiefs of last season. They are barely winning like a 1-score game.
Yeah. But let's see. Other college football games that we had from this past weekend included
Missouri could have won.
Yes.
I tell you that. You would have taken that bet. You would have taken that bet. Here's the thing about that game. I watched that entire game. If you were for Missouri, whether for the spread or straight up, there was a chance at the very end because it was like a nail biter all the way to the end. That Alabama quarterback made a massive case for Heisman just from that game. I don't know where this kid came from, if he was a transfer or how old he is, but he fucking solidified a major case for Heisman from this game.
Ty Simpson.
He fucking won that game for them, man. He was so good.
Last year, let me look at his logs here.
He was a bag boy at Safeway.
No, he's always been with Alabama. So this is his first year as a starter, though.
Yeah,
he was good.
Pretty electric.
The junior from Martin, Tennessee.
Yeah, he was pretty fucking good.
We will talk about Tennessee and the Titans and firing Brian Callahan here coming up. Let's see. Ole Miss barely squeaking by Washington State. But Texas getting their first statement win of the year against Oklahoma.
Dude,
they had their starting quarterback back.
They got to sit him down. I looked at the rankings today. The fact that Texas is still ranked with 2 losses.
Well, they're back ranked now is what ultimately comes to it.
Like, I understand one of the losses is to Ohio State, but the other loss is to an unranked Florida team.
True.
But if I'm looking at, because I know that, like, Alabama moved up to 6, right? Because it's Alabama. They'll figure out a way to make sure they're always there if they can. But there's a couple teams that's unranked that I feel like deserves it over Texas. I think Washington should be ranked.
Yeah.
If you're taking a one-loss Ohio State team like Washington over Texas, like Washington, I'm not saying should be 20th or 19th. I think they should be like 25th.
Yeah.
They don't deserve it that much.
I mean, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
But like if you watch the games, like eye test alone, you know who should be ranked, right? Texas is 4-2. And they don't look good.
No, they haven't.
Let's see. Washington is outside looking in. They're not even the first or second. I guess there would technically be 28 on all of these lists. But this past week, Michigan, Illinois, Arizona State, Iowa State now falling. Let's see. Did Iowa State lose a second game? Is that what happened there?
I think they lost.
And then Florida State back out there. I am really impressed with what I'm seeing out of Texas Tech. Texas Tech is electric.
Tech and A&M
Yeah,
are the Texas
look at them
teams
go.
this year, not the Longhorns.
Yeah, Texas Tech is just boat racing people right now. They're 6-0, 3-0 obviously in the Big 12, 42-17 over Kansas this past weekend. So
I think everyone is giving Texas the benefit of the doubt because I will not disagree that on paper they are the most talented roster.
For sure.
So they're like, it's off of potential. But if you're looking at who deserves it currently, the other Texas teams are performing way better than them, way better than Arch and the whole team.
A&M has looked very strong.
A&M defeating Florida this past weekend. Billy Napier on the hot seat is not, though, even in the top 25 most expensive buyouts in college football. His is only
like $50.
Yeah, it's $19.38 million. But I will tell you, the largest buyouts in college football right now, do you guys want to not look at this and tell me who you think they are? Largest buyouts.
Are you just saying anyone or anyone who would be
just
looking
anyone?
to make a move?
Anyone.
Kirby Smart?
Kirby Smart is number one at $105.1 million.
Ryan Day and Dan Lanning?
Ryan Day, 71. He's number 2. Dan Lanning is number 7 at $56.7 million.
Lane Kiffin?
Lane Kiffin, not in the top 10.
Sark,
$60.3 million. He's number 4. So who would be number 3?
Kalen DeBoer?
Kalen DeBoer, $60.8. You said Lincoln Riley. No, he's not on there. James Franklin was number 10 at $49.7 million.
Mike Norvell?
Mike Norvell, $58.7 million. And Brian Kelly, $53.3 million there. So.
Forgot about
Dabo.
I forgot
Dabo.
Brian Kelly's still around.
Yeah, Dabo Sweeney is at $60 million. So there you are. With
Mike
those
Bellotti,
ones.
$17 only by Zelle.
Let's see. I was going to then look at this week of college football as well. So you have, what are your top 25 games here?
Ole Miss has a big game.
LSU Vanderbilt, if you are a Vanderbilt fan. There.
Diego Pavia.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. I think Ole Miss are both undefeated.
Ole Miss, Georgia.
Yeah.
Hey, how about that one? Georgia, 8.5-point favorite there.
You want Georgia?
No, I don't, actually. I know that Ole Miss just barely beat Washington State.
Squeaked one.
But
You want to bet this, but fuck the points. The points are ridiculous. I mean, 8.5 either direction is stupid.
So you'd want a straight-up win?
Yeah.
Or a game?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You got house money, dude.
I do have house money. Where did we land? We'll talk about that.
I feel like if you said Ole Miss
Okay,
8.5, Georgia 8.5,
We'll
that's
do it.
way too much.
$20.
Who do you want?
Oh, I can now pick.
Yeah, I'll let you pick.
Give me.
Too much pressure.
We're just doing straight up, no points.
Yeah.
Straight up downtown.
Man, this one's tough. What do I go with? What do I go
there's
with?
An obvious decision.
Georgia?
The team who's
The team that's
favored.
at home.
You're
we'll
getting
go with
8
Georgia.
points.
Yeah.
You want Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Ole Miss 20.
There it is. I do love Lane Kiffin, though.
Then go with your heart.
No, I'm going to go with Georgia. If it were the other way around, I may think differently. Ole Miss is on the road. Georgia's at home. Before we get into next week, anyone care about Trent Bray? R.I.P. Oregon State.
No, because they're 0-7.
Here's what I'll say. I think the next coaching hire, because you're not going to have a great selection. You need to probably find somebody young and who needs a launch pad.
Yeah. I think that Oregon State for a while, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, needs to be comfortable with coaches who win, are young and spry, and then
Maybe unconventional.
a catch and release type.
Yeah.
Don't try and get any sort of proven guy. Don't,
Yeah, and
Young
maybe get
and
somebody
hungry.
who will buy in, stick with the program.
Yeah.
You've got a great fan base in a beautiful area.
I don't think that I don't even know who you dip into the well if you're looking at an Oregon State alum, but I don't think you do that either.
No.
So,
Just become a feeder school.
yep, I think that that's the play. So,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Trent Bray.
I think that game we're going to is going to be interesting.
I am just, like I said, waiting for $7 a ticket.
Yeah.
I was seeing that there's like front row behind, I think the Visitor, for like $100.
I think for $40 you can play.
You can suit up.
Yeah, I know. This could be. There might be a Make-A-Wish happening. So
And they can't hit you if you're a civilian. So, I mean, I'm racking up 120 receiving yards. That's all I know.
Alabama, Tennessee will be a very good game, and it is at 4:30. Yeah.
I get to pick this time.
Oh, hold on.
Well, what's the spread?
Alabama at home, 7.5.
I mean, you're not forced to take it, but I will take Alabama.
Yeah. And that's points or straight up?
Straight up.
Okay. Okay, yeah. There you go. Sweet. Well, we figured that one out.
are so cute.
Here, kiss my
He's
hand.
willing to bet, you pussy.
Yeah. And
I
then
bet you every week.
is USC in the top 25, though, short-lived. They have Notre Dame. They will be on the road.
Oh, we
USC.
absolutely need to bet that. That's going to be a good
What's
game.
the spread?
It's 8.5 for Notre Dame. Well, get in on this. Do you want to get in on this?
You know I want points, baby.
Yeah. Mr. Wonderful over here.
This is in South Bend? Where is
It's
it?
in South Bend, yeah. 8.5.
I'll take
8.5 for
USC.
Notre Dame? I want USC.
You want 8.5?
No.
Or you want a straight up?
Straight up, I want USC.
That's not bad for you.
I know, but I wanted USC.
You want to take Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Deal. He's going to take forever.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you have to bet him now. Utah BYU is this weekend.
Oh.
Utah BYU top
both-
25
Are they both
matchup.
5-1?
6-0 for BYU, 5-1.
Where is it?
Yeah, it is at BYU.
I got it. At Lavelle
Lavelle
Edwards.
What's the spread?
3.5
Okay.
to the visiting Utah
I
Utes.
will do straight up. You pick who you want.
I want the Cougs.
For 20?
Sure.
Okay, I'll take Utah.
There you go.
Rise and shout, the Cougars are
Okay, I'm not writing this down yet. So I have Utah against them,
Yeah.
and I have USC, Alabama, Ole Miss.
Correct.
Okay.
There it is.
We haven't even gone to NFL.
We have not. No. Did you guys see, before we move on to NFL, Oklahoma State is 1-5. But did you see the shirtless guy in the
Petey
waving
Pablo?
his T-shirt around, and then the whole stadium of shirtless guys went in?
Where was that?
That
Was
was
that a
at
baseball game?
No, that was
No.
at Oklahoma State. The
So
football game.
they suck, so people aren't coming to their games. And
His girlfriend,
his sister.
gave him $10 to do
Yes,
that. Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and then it ignited an entire crowd of people. So
It ignited a movement.
it did. I mean, it moved me to
one
It
tears.
only
that no
takes
one
one.
ever expected.
It only takes
Moved
one.
me to tears.
Pretty soon,
I'm putting these in the ledger.
there were
Yeah, you do
breasts
that.
abound.
Let's see. So Brian Callahan dumped after 4-19 as a head coach.
Bry guy.
They seem to be on this trajectory of hire, fire, hire, fire. They keep on doing it. 1 year they're hiring a head coach and firing the GM, and then vice versa, back and forth. They've done that for the last 5 years, it seems. But interestingly enough, the last 4 number 1 overall picks that were quarterbacks in the NFL, their coaches have all been fired in the first year. So
Not great, Bob.
there's a stat for you. It's just kind of like the Titans at this point are like operating a franchise under malpractice. The fact that you got rid of Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and Mike Vrabel.
And Calvin. No, he's there now.
Who?
Calvin Ridley.
Sure. Oh, I
He's
think
there
he's
now.
there now.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, and Marcus Mariota.
DeAndre
They
Hopkins.
ruined.
That's what I'm thinking of.
D-Hop was there. Yeah. So, I mean, like, this is crazy that they just, like, have found a way to go from, like, 12 wins and in an AFC championship game. You had maybe a little bit of differences with Vrabel, but, like, come on. At this point, look at why you are the worst team in the NFL.
Well, and especially seeing Vrabel now.
And guess what?
They
Guess who
play
they
each
play
other.
this Sunday?
So I'm one of 7 people left in a survivor pool, and I'm thinking about taking the Patriots over the Titans.
That's a trap game.
No, it's not.
I think it's
A
0%
rejuvenated
trap game.
Titans team after their head coach gets fired.
They can be
I think
rejuvenated and
that's a
still get their
curb
ass
stomp
handed to
game.
yeah.
For Mike Vrabel,
Yeah.
he's a vindictive son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know the spread yet on that. We'll look it up. Just to pay off what I had said, the last
sorry,
four.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the last 4 quarterbacks taken number 1 overall. That was Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer was in 2021. 2023, you had
yeah,
Caleb
he's one.
Williams. Bryce Young was before that with Frank Reich. Then Caleb Williams the year after that, and now Cam Ward with Brian
Look at
Callahan.
Bryce. Yeah, look at the Panthers now, baby.
Yeah,
I
look at
know.
them go.
They spicy.
Brian Callahan has a similar amount of money that he's owed. Basically, take what I said about James Franklin, and that's the amount of money. So a little bit more per month, a little bit more per hour.
Here's a
Still got a lot
shitty
of
thing
money.
though. I'm kind of like, I've kind of gone against I've countered against my own argument with this one. Where with Cam Ward, I feel like when I'm watching him, it's the same thing that I said. I've said it before. Where like every quarterback that goes to the league are they're talented people, right? It's so much. It relies so much on where you go, and if they work to your strengths, if they cater to your strengths, because you're seeing that with Baker. You're seeing that with Trevor Lawrence. You're seeing that with a lot of these quarterbacks that we thought would be out of the league.
Yeah.
Right? With Darnold. Look at Darnold. I mean, he's a fucking MVP guy now. 2 seasons in a row.
Sure.
But then I'm saying that Zach Wilson, if Zach Wilson would have found someone that catered to his strengths, who's to say that we wouldn't be talking about Zach Wilson, right?
It's possible.
There's a lot of good
Whomst
quarterbacks.
amongst us.
Well, I mean, he did also then. Well, he ended up with the Broncos, but Bo Nix had
But
already
like
arrived. But
Justin Fields, right? You're seeing flashes, and I feel like when I'm watching Cam Ward,
Justin Fields might get benched, but yeah.
but like
I know where you're going
we
with
were
that.
talking about Justin Fields, how he should have stayed with Chicago, how Chicago could have stayed with him,
Sure, yeah.
because he was showing flashes of like he could do it. When I'm watching Cam Ward, I feel like there's a really good football player in there,
Sure, yeah.
but it's like the scheme isn't working. Whatever's around him isn't working, but there's a really good football player in there. Because if we're really looking at somebody that bad, then how come Shador's not getting a fucking turn? I mean, we just watched Dylan Gabriel throw for 50 fucking times for 0 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, what what does it take? It takes a coach that caters to you and yeah, certain weapons around you. And I feel bad watching all of these teams and watching Ward and watching the Browns. And you're talking about the Titans. I don't think the Titans is the worst team. I think the Browns is the worst team because I don't think Stefanski is a bad coach. Did he just get canned or is he's in the hot seat?
Yeah, I mean,
on the
certainly
hot
hot seat. Yeah, he's still there.
So he's getting the blame. I don't think Stefanski is a bad coach at all.
No, he's
and this
not.
is
He's the best coach they've had
Right.
in a long
This
time.
is taking the focus from the Titans to the Browns.
be Browning.
But Andrew Berry, the Browns GM, is riding the coattails of 1 year, of one fucking draft. This guy has had Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, Bitonio as a fucking one of the best offensive linemen, Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry,
Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham Jr.
OBJ. He's had a fucking crew there.
Nick Chubb.
And somehow Stefanski's on the hot seat. He needs to get fired.
Yeah, he needs to be.
This GM is
removed from the
he's
earth.
writing one draft.
Well, right, and they have a very, and then they make the deal for Deshaun Watson, which then pummels your ability to draft and.
Nick Chubb. Sorry, I forgot about Nick
Yeah.
Chubb. He fucking had Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
He missed me saying that, but that's fine. Yeah, the Browns are bad. The Dolphins are bad. The Dolphins
are sad.
The Dolphins are sad. And I saw also a stat that coaches in the NFL that wear capris on the sidelines
Don't win.
are 1-11 so far this year.
Yeah.
Him and Aaron
stat.
Glenn. Him and Aaron Glenn are both
Attention, folks. Do not wear capris.
yeah. But then all of a sudden you've got Tua who's coming out and talking about players-only meetings and people not showing up or being late.
That's
and,
bad news bears.
And
Airing
that's
out dirty laundry. is
you don't
never
do
good.
that. Yeah. And I mean, like, literally the Dolphins are doing everything they can to get their head coach fired at this point, which I like Mike
Get
McDaniel,
Achin out of there.
but-
Achin does not deserve to be a part of this
Don't
fucking
do
mess.
this.
I
Get
will
him out.
say those
Yeah.
black, like neon black light jerseys they wore a couple weeks ago, some of the best uniforms I've ever seen.
I think
Other than that, trash can.
if I were to take a bottom of the barrel team that I want to turn it around, I think the Dolphin fans deserve to have a good franchise. I think all the
Dude.
years of like dealing with a Dan Marino not being able to win the whole thing, and they had Jason Taylor and that incredible defense, like. Let these guys see I'm not talking about Super Bowl. Let them see a playoff game.
They have.
Let them see like a good.
I mean, yeah,
a
they
good
played the
run in
Bills.
playoffs.
Yeah, they
where
played
he
the.
was vaping on the
a
sideline.
good run in the.
I thought it
playoffs.
was the Chiefs. It was like that -3 game or something.
No, it was a playoff game against the Bills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know what was called.
a
yeah.
longer run in the playoffs.
I mean, if anybody deserves it, it's the goddamn Browns. Get rid of.
They don't deserve it.
Yeah, for
Get
you
rid
to
of the
deserve
Jets.
it, you have to make good decisions. The Browns don't make good decisions.
Who would you consider the Bengals a bottom of a barrel type? Because they have been to a Super Bowl. However, they keep getting their quarterback hurt, and we all want to see them play well and have this happen, but they keep on finding their ways into hurting their quarterback.
The
so.
Bengals ownership is notoriously chintzy.
Yes, yeah.
I wouldn't
They
put him
do
in the.
not wanna-
I wouldn't I put him in the bottom.
I mean,
Bottom
without
of the barrel.
here's the thing: without Joe Burrow, absolutely. But when they have him, they're just like you said. Everybody loves them. They're contenders, but you're not doing enough. To Miguel's point, to surround him with talent or protection, which is going to put you right at the bottom of the barrel
Just
again.
give this guy a defense and a couple guards.
Just to,
That's all he fucking needs.
just
man.
yeah.
And a bubble.
This is the point of argument where like the people are hypocrites when it comes to this, because the Bengals are a perfect example. The Bengals are nothing without Joe Burrow, but when he's playing, that's a definition of a fucking MVP. If this guy's on the team, they have more than a chance.
1,000%.
If he's not there, there's no engine that runs the fucking team.
I agree.
And somehow This guy is not talked about for MVP, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
He should still win the MVP even though he's hurt because that's how
Yeah,
much
to make
he means
up for
to
last
the
year.
team. That's how much he means.
I
to
mean,
the
nobody
team.
else is really doing that well.
I'll tell you what, though. Did you see flashes of the Bengals maybe not just going 0-14? Because there's only one reason they got Joe Flacco.
And it's a throw the ball to Jamar Chase.
They got Joe Flacco, and there's only one thing that was said in that meeting. Get it to Chase and get it to Higgins.
Yeah.
That's your only job. Find those guys because we cannot have them be angry while Joe Burrow's out.
Yeah.
Get them their fantasy points, get them their receptions,
Just
get them
toss
their
them the
yards.
rock, Joey.
Get them their fucking ball.
Give
And
them the ball.
What did Jamar Chase have last week?
He had himself a game, that's for sure.
I think it might
Did
be
he score twice?
think he had
10 receptions, 94 yards, and a touchdown for there. And they still lost. Teams on the decline. I mean, like the Ravens fell for the 5th time this season. 1-5, couldn't even put up anything offensively.
It's kind of like hard to believe.
Yeah, they've got one more game before. Have they hit that? Maybe they are on their bye week. I think
they're on their bye week.
They're on the bye week,
Lamar.
and maybe Lamar comes back. But let's see what a perplexing weekend for started out on Thursday night with the Philadelphia Eagles finding their way to.
Dude, whatever experiment the
4-2
Eagles are
now.
doing needs to end.
I don't think they
It
have
needs
an
to end.
identity on offense right now, which is very perplexing considering who they have on
They
offense.
had an identity until the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel
Is
like
it AJ Green's fault?
AJ Green's no longer in the league.
AJ Brown. Sorry,
Yeah.
I do that.
Different colors.
Yeah.
I think
you.
none of us will ever know unless we're in that room, but I feel like those comments and appeasing an AJ Brown or a Devontae Smith, I feel like it's a fucking experiment. Whatever Sirianni is doing, it needs to end.
Yeah.
Because now you've shown, like, hey, remember how we were winning games and people said we were boring or whatever because of the tush push and all that?
Right.
You were 4-0. And now you started doing these things to try to appease certain people, and now you've lost twice in a row.
Yeah.
Go back to what you were doing.
Not only that, but then it's like I know that he's already had a redemption game in against the Giants. Who am I thinking of? Who's the damn running back? Who's my running back? Saquon Barkley. My gosh, I was looking at Scadaboo's name, and then I just totally lost Saquon Barkley's name for no reason. But Scadaboo then puts up 3 touchdowns, almost 100 yards. But yeah, Saquon doesn't even get to his low rushing receiving total. Definitely doesn't get the anytime touchdown and whatever.
Yeah, that Giants defense is stout, especially their front seven. But I mean, everybody thought that the Eagles would be able to handle it. But
I mean, without being in the fucking room, if you look at the first 4 games and you look at how many times Jalen Hurts threw the ball, look at the last 2. Look at how many times he threw the ball. It seems to me like it's a fucking, hey, let's make A.J. Brown happy. Let's make Devontae Smith happy.
Not the play, in my opinion. Then we have the Chiefs. I said last week I was actually, despite the loss, actually more confident in the Chiefs than I had, despite the fact that I bet against them on Sunday Night Football. The Lions were too good of a value play, I thought, to not bet on them on Sunday Night Football. However, the Chiefs 30-17 in that game.
I love that it's like when the Chiefs suck, everyone's like, oh, they're fucking dead. But when they win, they're like, so here are all the stats on how much they've been paying officials. Here are all the stats about how many penalties are not called against them. I'm like, okay, I get that when you have like the Chiefs of the world or the Lakers or the Cowboys of the world, that they get certain breaks, right? Because people want to see them on TV. So the officials might be a little bit more intimidated to call shit against them. That Sunday night game, they beat the fucking Lions.
Yeah.
They beat the Lions. That wasn't an officiating fucking blunder where they helped them.
But, I mean, they had 0 penalties for 0 penalty yards.
The zero penalty argument are people who don't watch the game and are relying on Instagram to tell them.
Right. I'm just saying that
penalties.
Right. I'm just saying that, for that very reason, that it supports the argument of those people, that's not necessarily. Just give them
factual.
a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, factual. Just give them a 5-yard one so the optics are better. Optics guy here, all right?
Yeah, I mean, the conspiracy theorists when it comes to the Chiefs, I think, are always, a little far-fetched. But I agree with you. In this game, they just came out and plain won, and they looked great. I'm still on the side of they're not going to be the same Chiefs that we know and love. But we'll see. But step in the right direction for them, that's for sure.
When I think about who's gonna be there in the AFC, like the Ravens are 1-5. Now you're looking at the Chiefs and who they, at least in their own division, you're looking at Denver and you're looking at the Chargers. Mm-hmm. Chargers almost lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah, they
They did not look good again for the third week in a row. They pulled it off. A win's a win, and then you're looking at Buffalo as the AFC like head honcho, right? These guys do not look good. They're 4-2. They do not look like a 4-2 team.
And
Right.
This last week, was that the Monday? No,
It was one of the Monday night
Monday.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, they were out of it quickly.
I mean,
And
the Patriots put a beating to them last week, and they did not look good last night.
And James Cook has fallen off the map, it feels like. They've definitely have to seemingly be...
Ever since they wore those uniforms, the
that's what it
snowflakes.
was. And now we just have to look at the Falcons as like one of the biggest hot and cold teams. I think it was even Walsh who said he was like, I am not betting on the Atlanta Falcons.
The Falcons team who lost 30-0 to the Panthers
to the
and then
Panthers.
beat the shit out of the Bills last night. Yeah, don't bet on them.
Yeah,
You don't
do
fucking
not
know.
bet on them.
Yeah.
Because then you get a great performance out of Drake London. You have Bijan Robinson, who is he joined an elite class as like through the first 6 weeks, joining like O.J. Simpson and Derrick Henry and
An
one
elite
other
class.
yeah
For
of
murders.
O.J. Simpson.
What is it?
He did something.
All-purpose
It was
yards.
just like him and OJ
There was
had
a
done
glove. There was
if
a
the glove fits, yeah. So I'm not necessarily concerned about the Lions after this one. I think it was two good teams. Whatever. Bucks get their first victory formation of the year, and I think that I won that bet, right? I had the Bucks, and you had the 49ers.
Yeah.
Fred Warner done for the year. The injuries keep
There were two
piling
big
up.
Fred Warner and Igbuka both hurt in that game.
Yeah.
The injuries are getting
Eddie,
too much.
Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker for the 49ers, got stepped on by an offensive lineman before a field goal kick. You just can't make it up for the 49ers at this point. Ekbuka was a fun watch, and to see him hurt.
Like, now Baker, I'm pretty sure is an Oregon receiver that got a touchdown. I think it was Tez Johnson.
Johnson, yeah.
There's another Johnson that got a touchdown, and then somebody else. It's like, this dude has lost Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
I think Mike Evans should be back in the
And
next.
Godwin at some point,
But
right?
somehow Baker will figure out a fucking win. Bucky Irving
he's
is out.
He's a baller. He should be coming back too.
Rashad White, who's a backup, fucking got injured. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this team is 5-1 with all of these injuries.
Did they decide the fate of Brian Branch yet after that? After he started
Suspended
that
for a
brawl?
game.
I figured that they would do that. I figured that he would get a game. That was quite something, though, huh? Him starting that brawl. I understand why he did it, because he got blindsided by Juju with a couple minutes left in the game on a run play. Juju, have you seen this play? How he
I
leveled
haven't.
him? It's this play here. It'll come back around. So they've got the two of them circled. Just absolutely, and that's with 3 minutes left in the game. So I think
I
that
feel like if you're going to retaliate, though, do it there. Don't wait another 10 minutes and do it for the post-game handshake.
Yeah.
I mean, do it right there. You're already fucking losing.
I will not be posting NFL clips on the video because it'll get copyrighted. But what we saw is on a run play, Juju comes into the play, and Brian Branch is trying to make the tackle. Juju comes from straight behind and knocks him over.
It's a classic crackback block.
Yeah, crackback blindside
Are we thinking
block.
Kelsey is still on the decline, or
No, I mean
he's getting his
had a
numbers?
had a game. Taylor was in attendance. You know why?
He did it for his boo.
He did it for Bay.
His boo.
He did it for Bay. The Bears surprised me by winning that game. Those are games that they would traditionally not even be in.
Good for the Bears.
It gave it right back to them. They had the Hail Mary the year before, in which it went the other way. But that's just kind of like, hey, a testament to maybe what's happening in Chicago, much to my chagrin.
Have some faith in Ben.
Yeah.
Benny
so,
J.
They come back and win that game 25-24.
Maybe Ben turns Caleb Williams into a all-star top 10 quarterback.
So you
Peyton
won.
Manning?
You won the Seahawks.
I won
the
every
Bucks.
bet but the Niners.
What were our other ones? He's got the sniffles over here. Did we have Chiefs-Lions?
I had the Chiefs. You had the Lions.
Okay.
I had the Seahawks. You had the Jags.
Okay.
You won the Bucks. So we only had 3.
Yeah.
And then I had the Steelers -5.5 versus his Browns.
Well,
Close bet.
This next week, the Steelers play the
Bengals,
and they are dubbing it. Have you heard what they are dubbing it? The Icy Hot Bowl. It is Joe Flacco versus Aaron Rodgers, and they are calling it the Icy Hot Bowl.
They should have gone with the Ben Gay Bowl.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that makes sense, but I think that...
Well, it depends if you have a Rite Aid or a Walgreens. What's available.
R.I.P. to
I mean,
Rite
if it's a CVS, then it's all live.
CVS.
Let's see, our games this week. Anything else of note that you want to talk about this past weekend?
No, let's get to betting.
You have Bengals-Steelers on Thursday Night Football, so a short week for these guys. The Pittsburgh Steelers, a 5.5-point favorite on the road.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's
at Cincinnati?
At Cincinnati.
I don't know. I don't have faith in Cincinnati.
Your London game, the 6:30 a.m., 9:30 for our East Coast fans. Jags are a 2.5-point underdog, despite the fact that they are the, quote, home team. Then Bears-Saints.
Wait, who's
Dolphins,
the London?
Browns.
Who's the?
So Jags are the home team for the London game against the Rams.
The Rams?
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
That's got to be like, what, 1.5, 2.5?
2.5, yeah.
You guys want either of you want it? That's a pretty... I want to do even one so we can do straight up and fuck the points.
Yeah. I mean, I just bet with the Jags and I lost, so like my heart is telling me to go with the Rams, but then I don't know. But then like Puka got hurt and then he came back. I'm feeling a little bit scorned by the fact that I bet
Would
on
it
both
make you
Puka
feel
and
better?
Devontae to score.
You want to pick the Rams. You want to just do it for 10?
Yeah.
I'll take the Jaguars.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. All righty. Then let's see the game that no one wants to watch: the Browns and Dolphins. The game someone has to win. Bet it.
Is Shador playing, or are they sticking with Dylan Gabriel?
They better stick with Dylan.
Yeah.
You can't give the guy
Cleveland a
games.
2.5-point favorite at home to the Dolphins.
I'll bet $10 on this game.
Just straight up, you want your Browns for 10?
Yep. Give it to me, baby.
The Patriots are a 7.5-point favorite against the home team Titans. I think that this one goes. I think the Patriots
7.5. Patriots
them.
win by 30.
Yeah. Chiefs Raiders 12.5 in favor of the Chiefs. No interest there.
Is that an Arrowhead?
It is Eagles Vikings. Panthers, Jets, Giants, Broncos, Colts, Chargers. Do you think that one can be a little
I'll take
bit?
the Colts. You want your boy? You want
your boy?
You want him for a 10 spot?
Sure. Yeah.
10 spot?
All right.
Is it
cool.
even enough?
Yeah, it's 1.5 for the Chargers.
Give me Daniel Jones, baby. Danny Dimes.
Who do you think? I'm curious. Do the Colts have road fans? Because this is at SoFi, and you always get a good mixture of the road team. I just don't know where are my Colts
just gonna be
fans
all
at?
celebrities.
From Indiana?
Do they exist?
People live there?
Right.
They all
Let's
live at
see.
Cignetti's house.
Which version of the Cowboys do you think we'll get this week with the
Oh,
Commanders? Dan Quinn back at
Well, they lost to the Panthers,
AT&T.
right?
Yeah.
They did. And Dak is coming off of a couple of good performances here.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to take a bet, I'd take the over in this game.
But the thing is that your over is as high as I have seen it.
Who's
in
the
a
other
while.
team?
50?
Who's the other team?
The Commanders. Dan Quinn back at, well, I guess he's already probably been back since, but
50?
55.5.
They'll hit that. They'll hit that.
55.5 is
Jeez,
an
that's a college
insane
line.
number. Yeah,
That's insane.
that's a big number. I don't remember.
I love it.
Points
I feel
will
like-
be
I feel
scored.
like they would. Like the
Commanders a
Cowboys
1.5.
scored 27 last week, right?
Is that you tease up on a monster?
No. I would tease that down.
Take the under.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine sweating?
That would
a
be
what is
just
that?
what's the point?
68.5
What's
points.
the point?
Yeah.
That's a good, like, who would you want if you were to bet the teams, though, not points? You wouldn't want the Cowboys, huh?
No, I'd want the Commanders.
What is it?
1.5 to the Commanders, road Commanders. So it's they're basically
Yeah,
giving
I
2.5.
think you'd. I mean, I'd want the Commanders.
You want them?
You want the Cowboys?
10 spot?
All righty, cool.
Give me Dak. I got Dak
Yeah.
in fantasy, so I like cheering for
Maybe
him.
I'll
I mean,
start
Dak's
Dak.
been playing well.
Yeah, maybe I'll start Dak. Well, I don't know now because you can't. This is one I've realized. I'm sure that other people.
Attach bets to fantasy.
And you won't win you'll either win the bet or you'll win at fantasy.
Yeah.
You're never
It's
gonna
never
win
both.
It's
You can't
never
fly
both.
too close to the sun.
You cannot fly too close to the sun.
We
Then
learned that.
your Sunday night game, you have the Falcons and the 49ers. But I think that probably the Monday. I hate these two Monday night games.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
Who the
like
Chargers
it.
play again? Because we
The
bet
Colts.
this. Colts.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Bucks and the Lions should be a fun game there. So
Who does Baker have back for that game?
Who
That's
knows?
Monday?
I don't think that they'll know until closer. But
So I have a question for you guys. Looking at this slate we just went through, as I said earlier, I'm one of 7 people left in a survivor pool that I believe the prize is $1,000.
okay,
So significant amount of money for your boy.
Is
Yes.
the point of a survivor pool, too, you don't want to pick the same team that other people are picking? You want to stand out?
That is a strategy. At this,
you only
at-
get one of them.
you only can choose the team once. So I'm at a point where I have chosen the Bills,
Okay.
the Packers, the Seahawks.
You used up all your credits too early, huh? All the good teams.
I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well.
I mean, you're still
Bills,
in it.
Packers, Seahawks.
Really quick.
I mean, if you want a sure thing, you take the Chiefs against the Raiders, but I don't think that you do that. Patriots, like you said, could be a good one.
I'd say save the Patriots and take the Chiefs. Save the Pats. The Chiefs will beat Las Vegas.
The Packers over the Cardinals.
Because if you look ahead, the Patriots have a pretty easy schedule coming up. So if I feel like I do what you said, take the Chiefs and save the Patriots.
Do you take the Bears at home against the Saints?
I don't love that.
Okay.
I don't love that at all.
Yeah, the Saints have been pulling out
Yeah,
fucking
Spencer
points.
Rattler, kind of a dog.
When do you take the Jets?
Hopefully never.
Yeah. You have to. You have.
No,
What do you
no.
mean?
I mean, even if the survivor pool lasted all 17 weeks, you would choose 17 teams.
Oh, right. Yeah. You're right. My
Really quick, cut this out.
bad. Cut it out.
Did we only do 3 NFL, me and you? So you have the Rams, have the Jaguars. You have the Commanders, have the Cowboys. You have the Chargers, have the Colts. Those are only 3 NFL.
Commanders, Cowboys. Yeah.
That's it. And
Uh-huh.
then you and I have Browns, Dolphins.
Sure.
All right. I
Yeah.
think that's it.
So,
college.
Chiefs, you think is the
I
play?
think take Chiefs. Say if the Patriots have an easy schedule, save them till the end.
Okay. Because there's no way the Raiders.
No, they're so bad, dude. Geno's so bad.
No.
The Chiefs defense will terrorize the shit out of Geno.
All right.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
You also can't blame us if they lose.
Yeah, we
I
have a quite a fun weekend coming up. Hopefully to commemorate Mitchell's birthday, we're gonna do a boys trip.
Any
up to,
update on that?
I think he's in.
Sweet. a good slate of college football games as well, hopefully.
The last thing he asked was, and you're going up Saturday around 10 or so? I'm like, unless there's a different time you'd prefer.
You're going to be the path of least resistance here.
Yeah. If he goes, well, I don't have this, I'm like, I already bought it. I already got it on Amazon.
Between me,
About what?
Between
I'm
the three of us,
whatever
we
objection
got
he
it.
throws out, I will handle it.
Any sort of
literally. I mean, I could even if he doesn't have an air mattress, I got one.
yeah.
We're Gucci.
Are you aware that I'm bringing my child?
Yeah, Braxton told
Yeah.
me.
So
I know. I was like, I mean, I'm sure Brody can rough it, but I'm like, we don't have a fridge. Is he gonna eat man meals?
It'll be fine. Oh yeah, the kid loves meat.
And you're gonna have to get your phone or your
just
tablet
keep
charged up
your phone
he's
charged.
gonna be watching. There's nothing going on there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's a lot of.
He's
I
talked
think
about wanting to go camping in the past. I feel like this is like the first
This is a
step
great
into
toe dip.
it. Yeah, good toe dip into it. So,
Yeah.
and he's just gonna get to like watch TV and be in the forest and play with
and you get
like flashlights.
and we can have a fire
Eat
and we'll
get
get
s'mores.
Get some s'mores.
Hell yeah. Hell yes,
We get
brother.
very little.
I think it's gonna be nice
I
actually.
think we're gonna be good.
Yeah, it might be cold.
Maybe we'll have a canopy
gonna-
regardless. Canopy out on the deck so we can get out there.
But yeah, boys' weekend. My wife is going to be doing a birthday trip with the niece out to Kennedy School. Doing it, which is great. I love that for her.
Yeah, it's supposed to be high of 65 on the calendar.
Yeah, it'll cool off. Hot weather top.
It's gonna be fun.
I don't think I have.
Oh, let's go fucking eat, boys. Clear eyes.
Sports.
Can't lose.